Good morning and thank you for being here. Again, my name is William Boyer and I'm the Public Information Officer for the beautiful city of Pasadena, California. We're here today to discuss public safety for the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl game. And with me today are three gentlemen behind me who are our police chief, our fire chief, and our federal representative from the Secret Service. They will introduce themselves for you and I will turn it over now to Police Chief Sanchez. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Good morning, everybody. Philip Sanchez, P-H-I-L-L-I-P, S-A-N-C-H-E-Z, Pasadena Police Chief. Well, welcome and good morning as we prepare for the 128th Rose Parade and the 103rd Rose Bowl game. In behalf of the City of Pasadena and the Pasadena Police and Fire Departments, we want to say welcome and thank you. As in years gone by, our primary focus, of course, is safety and prevention of injury as we approach January 2nd. In that regard, the Pasadena Police Department has taken aggressive steps this year as we have in years gone by, working together with our state, local, and federal law enforcement partners to ensure the safety of our parade goers. However, the Pasadena Police Department and its federal and state local partners cannot do it alone. The Pasadena Police Department will rely heavily again this year on our community. We have invested in a theme for many years now of see something, say something. And for your viewers, if you're coming to the Rose Parade, please consider that if you see suspicious activity, that you call the Pasadena Police Department at 626-744-4241 or an emergency number of 911. There have been years gone by where it has been our community members who have helped mitigate local threats, and we are grateful for that opportunity. We are working with state, federal agencies, FBI, JTTF, the JRIC, Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service, Customs, LA County Sheriffs, to name a few. But at the end of the day, really our community and our parade goers will help in that effort. There are no known security threats to the city of Pasadena, to the parade, or to the football game. Nevertheless, we will ensure that aggressive measures are in place to do the best that we can to mitigate concerns going forward. Your viewers can get real-time information from several sources, either from the Pasadena Police Department website, from the Tournament of Roses website, Rose Bowl Stadium website, or that we will consistently be sending information through nixle.com. And we would ask that your viewers use those sites so that they have real-time information with respect to parade routes, opening, closures, those kinds of things. This year, in light of the events in Brussels, the Pasadena Police Department has worked alongside with many other agencies to develop strategies and tactics to prevent or otherwise mitigate vehicle incursion. So those will be very overtly obvious to you when you arrive at the parade route, and will consist of barricades, uniformed officers, and patrol vehicles. One of the main messages that we want to send to your viewers this morning is this: arrive early, bring a lot of patience. There are going to be a lot of people. Please pay attention to the uniformed officer or the uniformed deputy. They will be the most informed and will provide that information to your viewers should they need assistance. The Tournament of Roses white suiters also play a vital role in that effort. And if they ask you to do something, I would ask your viewers that you adhere to the direction immediately so that we can ensure that you enjoy the parade and stay warm as we celebrate this special time of the year. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Bertral Washington, B as in boy, E-R-T-R-A-L, Washington, common last name spelling, Pasadena Fire Chief. For the fire department, as well as our public safety partners, safety is our top priority for the 128th Rose Parade. And so what I want to do is speak with you about some of the recommendations and things that we're going to ask our parade goers to do along the parade route. Overnight lows are expected to be in the 40s, and the highs are expected to be in the 50s. So we would ask that you please be prepared with food and water, and that you also have the appropriate layers of clothing, hats, gloves, and things that you would need for the low temperatures. We would also ask that you make sure that there are no alcoholic beverages. These things can make dehydration a bit easier, as well as cause a potential for hypothermia. Pasadena Fire Department will be on the parade route throughout the evening. We will be there to make sure that there are no prohibited fires, as well as other hazards. Visitors are allowed to use small barbecues for heat and for cooking and things of that nature, but they have to be the kind that you purchase at your local store. They have to be at least 1 foot off of the ground, and they have to be at least 25 feet away from any structure or other materials that could burn. Bonfires are not allowed. They can easily produce embers that can ignite other items that are very close by, such as your clothing or sleeping bags. Tents, sofas, and ladders are not allowed on the parade route. Fireworks are not allowed in our city. The fire department also recommends that you keep your pets at home. We find that pets can be easily frightened in the large crowds that we expect that will be there. Also, the noise and things in the area could also present a problem for some of our pets. As the police chief stated, please say something if you see something. Our calls for service in the Pasadena Fire Department typically double during this time of year. So we will have extra resources that are available in the areas where we expect large crowds, and in part just to make sure that we provide the services that are necessary for our city. We have a great deal of support from our local fire departments in the LA region. We also have a host of support from our state and county, as well as our federal partners. As the police chief stated, if there's an emergency, please call 911. And while you're along the parade route, we would ask that as you set up, please make note of where you're located. If there's an intersection or there's a street or there's an address, then you know that, so that if you do need to call, you can let us know exactly where you are. Our goal is to make sure that the people that attend the many extravagant events that we have here in the city are confident that they're going to be safe, and they're not going to worry about a thing besides enjoying all the activities that we have to offer. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to our federal partner representative today from the U.S. Secret Service, Special Agent in Charge, Savage.
Thank you, Chief Washington and Chief Sanchez. My name is Rob Savage, R-O-B-S-A-V-A-G-E. I'm the Special Agent in Charge of the United States Secret Service Los Angeles Field Office. For the past year, I've had the privilege to serve as a federal coordinator from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for the Rose Parade and the Rose Bowl game hosted by the Tournament of Roses Association in the city of Pasadena. My role has been to facilitate and coordinate all Department of Homeland Security resources in order to assist the Pasadena Police Department with establishing a secure environment for these events. As in past years, our partners include Homeland Security Investigations, TSA, FEMA, U.S. Coast Guard, DHS, NPPD Infrastructure Protection, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the ATF, and the FBI. All of us have been working together with the Pasadena Police Department to develop an extraordinary security plan. Many things will be visible and obvious to the public, while many other things that we do are not. It is an assignment we all take very seriously and with great pride in what we do to help protect the public. But it is equally important for the public to know that you serve a vital role in the success of this plan. Whether you are attending these events or not, as you've heard both Chief Sanchez and Chief Washington say, if you see something, say something. Report suspicious activity to local law enforcement and public safety officials who are best positioned to respond. Thank you. I'd now like to turn it back over to Chief Sanchez for some questions.
Good morning. So there are approximately, the question was that we looked at barricades to stop vehicle incursion. There are 56 crossover streets, major and minor, in the city of Pasadena on the parade route. We'll be using a series of police radio cars staffed with either uniformed officers or deputies, and water barriers to create a chicane of sorts so that a vehicle in the area can't generate a lot of speed. What we've learned from Brussels and Paris last year is that when lone wolf non-state actors or actors that are supported by a government use vehicles as a ramming tool, typically it's because they're able to generate a lot of speed. So we're trying to take the speed out of that equation. Yes, ma'am, they will. Yes, it was. You know, it was a great question. Was that the plan before Berlin? Great time to give a shout out to Lieutenant Art Shute and the event planning team of the Pasadena Police Department. These folks are not amateurs. They do this every day. That is their full-time job. We are an international destination in the city of Pasadena, and through our relationship with the Tournament of Roses in this event, Art and the event planning team are at the tip of the spear working with federal, state, local entities to ensure we anticipate those kinds of concerns and then mitigate them the best that we can.
How many officers will you deploy?
All told, we'll probably have more than 1,500 officers, either in plain clothes or in an undercover capacity, enough that we'll have to deconflict our total law enforcement contingent.
Well, this is a natural fit for the Secret Service, and it's the Secretary of Homeland Security that picks amongst the components a representative as a federal coordinator. So event planning is something that is our primary responsibility. Working with our state and local partners is something that we do every day in our mission. So this is another day in helping out to do something that is our #1 priority.
The question was, given what's happening internationally in the world, is this our new norm? Simple answer is yes. I think that the Pasadena Police Department, city manager, our city council, with this event, the Tournament of Roses, are well positioned to assess threats as they come along. Our federal partners, as Mr. Savage indicated a moment ago, play a critical role in that as well. But your viewers have to understand that there's in this asymmetrical environment that we live in these days, it is going to be this morphing threat that we are consistently trying to evaluate and trying to mitigate. So you shouldn't be used to the norm because there is no norm. Going forward, we'll continue to evaluate those. We'll continue to either include or eliminate threats. There are some resources that are in place this year that were replicative of last year. So for instance, we'll have more than 25 bomb canine teams. You'll see them on the parade route. You'll see them at the football game. So that to help not only mitigate concerns, but to give you reassurance and your fans and the parade goers reassurance as well. I can't emphasize enough though, again, the public plays a vital role in see something, say something. Equally important to arrive early and bring plenty of patience. Minimalists are good things this year. The fewer things you bring to the parade and leave behind, the better off for city staff and my officers. So they're well equipped, well prepared to mitigate the issues. We just need the cooperation of our public. Great question. The question is, will they be screened at the football game? I might add. Is that correct at the football game? Sure. So we're going to have our turnstiles at the parade as well, meaning that if you're a ticketed member sitting in the grandstands, you're going to have to go through a security checkpoint. Officers will be looking at bags. Officers will be looking at individuals. There will be bomb dogs in the area, those kinds of things as well. At the Rose Bowl game, we're going to have full magnetometers. Every person going to the Rose Bowl game is going to pass through a magnetometer, or they're going to be wanded by wanding teams, for a lack of better term. So again, if you're going to the Rose Bowl game, please arrive early. If you are 10 minutes to kickoff, you shouldn't expect that you're going to be able to get to your seat and watch the game start. So please plan ahead. Your question, ma'am. Yeah, it's a no drone zone, obviously, so please leave your Christmas drone at home. You won't be able to fly it in and around the parade route. You won't be able to fly it at the game. We do have a TFR for fixed wing aircraft and rotary wing aircraft as well that will go into effect prior to the start of the game and prior to the start of the Rose Parade as well. No sticks, no large umbrellas. Commonsensical thing, folks, that you don't need to bring to the parade route if you're just coming to the parade and you clearly can't take in the game if you're going to the game.
If there is a drone spotted, will you take action?
Yes. It is fair to say, the question was, is it fair to say that this is the biggest event on that day? Security. Yes, it is. So I think with my partners behind me, Chief Washington and Mr. Savage, with the Tournament of Roses of members that are in the audience as well, you can see how serious we are about this event. We are well prepared. Our efforts are well refined. This is not new ground for us. We are not amateurs. So at the end of the day, this plan will be well executed, and we can ensure that we've taken every step to ensure the safety of our parade goers and those folks attending the game.
So the FBI and DHS are responsible, along with our other intelligence community around the world. The threat of the homegrown violent extremist has not been eliminated. Terrorists have shown that they have attacked, and so we're prepared for that. So this is a day where we all come together. It's based on relationships. I know both Chief Sanchez, Chief Washington, Sheriff McDonald, Deirdre Fike with the FBI, Eric Harden with ATF. We all have close relationships. We work very close together, and all of our resources are prepared to deal with what could have happened that day. A notice to airmen will be approximately 3,000 feet and 3-mile radius.
Yes, so we're in constant contact with the Joint Regional Intelligence Center, who have sent out frequent briefings on suspicious vehicles, packages, those kinds of things. Vehicles that will be entering the Rose Bowl area will all be scanned. We have a great partner in the Los Angeles Port Police. They've provided vehicle scanning equipment, so those vehicles either visiting, dropping off information, or items will be checked. We also will run bomb dogs across those vehicles as well. Equally important, I think, our officers. We've spent a lot of time with our officers talking about looking at vehicle incursion, looking at suspicious packages contained within a vehicle. So again, I think our officers are well prepared to at least call it to somebody's attention, and we can further vet it from there.
Last question.
What about those areas that aren't checked, right? You're not going to the parade, you're walking around, you're walking through the streets of Pasadena. How is the security in those areas?
As in years gone by, our departments in the Department of Homeland Security have provided extra personnel as well. So it will be evident to you if you're in post-parade out on the East End on the days after the parade. It'll be quite evident to you that there is extra uniform security there. And you can just assume that if you see uniform security, there's likely either plainclothes security or cameras or some other technology that we will be utilizing to monitor and to ensure concentric circles of security for our parade goers. So before I close the conference then, I would like to just say on behalf of the Pasadena Police Department, we do wish you and your viewers a tremendous Happy New Year. If you're coming to the city of Pasadena, please prepare in advance. A good plan is to arrive early to bring a lot of patience. Special shout out to Sheriff Jim McDonald, to the Los Angeles Port Police, to the FBI, the JTTF, the JRIC. Mr. Savage has been an extraordinary resource, the U.S. Customs and U.S. Secret Service, and of course, Fire Chief Washington. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Bienvenidos. My name is Ed Calatayud, Calatayud, Commander with the Pasadena Police Department. Bienvenidos. El concepto en general es proporcionar seguridad y un evento agradable para todos. El objetivo primario de la ciudad de Pasadena y las agencias de seguridad es el bienestar de la comunidad. Continuamente estamos evaluando niveles de amenaza, unificados con agencias federal, del Estado y agencias local. En efecto, tenemos recursos robustos. Cada año el Torneo de las Rosas se compromete a proporcionar un ambiente seguro para todos los que visitan la ciudad de Pasadena. Es importante saber que no permitimos en las áreas restringidas del Rose Bowl o en la esquina de los medios de comunicación aviones o drones, palos para tomar fotos reconocidos como autorretratos o selfies, sombrillas, escaleras de mano, mochilas o bebidas alcohólicas. Es importante planear llegar temprano para el desfile y para el juego este año para permitir el control de la seguridad en cada evento. Durante el desfile y el juego, los menores deben de ser acompañados por los adultos. Antes del desfile, la noche del Año Nuevo, en la calle Colorado, pueden moverse a la línea azul a las 11 de la noche. Más bien, es prohibido tirar objetos en la ruta del desfile o llevar armas de cualquier tipo. Los infractores pueden recibir una multa o ser arrestados sin demora. Una de las cuestiones que hemos tenido es cuáles medidas de seguridad mejores tenemos este año. Tenemos las medidas mejores incluyen cerrando varias calles, en particular calles que cruzan la ruta del desfile, acceso restringido de vehículos, barejas de agua, va a haber más policías armados con armas especiales, van a haber detectores de metales, la presencia de caninos de detección de explosivos durante el juego y el desfile. También va a haber una cantidad de policías secretas e encubiertas presente. El mensaje para el público principalmente es que la agencia de policía necesita su ayuda para asegurar el juego y el desfile. En eso es importante, si usted ve algo, debe de decir algo. Estar alerta y reportar comportamientos sospechosos o actividades sospechosas. Puede marcar el teléfono 626-744-4241 o si hay emergencia, marca 911. También uno puede recibir, si usted quiere recibir noticias, alertas por texto, usted puede registrar para las notificaciones de la seguridad pública en tiempo real, alertas de tráfico y seguridad bajo mensaje texto Nixle. Puede entrar la palabra Rose Parade, ROSEPARADE, y puede marcar el número 888-777. En el nombre de Jefe Sánchez, gracias a los medios de comunicación y nuestra comunidad para su ayuda haciendo este un seguro y gran evento. Si hay cuestiones. Bueno, el Departamento de Policía de Pasadena está en buena compañía con las agencias federal y del Estado. Y hay varias agencias envueltas en este evento. Estamos preparados en que vamos a poner varios equipos de policías en varias esquinas durante el desfile entero, pero más bien uno tiene que saber que para en realidad asegurar un evento como este se necesita la ayuda de la comunidad, porque ahí es donde tenemos los ojos y las orejas oyendo y viendo cosas que su departamento no puede posiblemente ver solamente. Entonces, por eso es que sabiendo que puede uno marcar un número para informarnos, es muy importante para la seguridad en general. Turn it over.
Buenos días, bienvenidos. Me llamo Rafi Bechakchan, bombero de Pasadena, R-A-F-F-Y, apellido B-E-T-C-H-A-D-J-I-A-N, Bechakchan. Aquí estamos para nomás darles un mensaje para que sepa la comunidad que van a estar seguros, y lo que queremos decir es va a haber miles y miles de gentes que van a venir a la ruta del desfile y queremos que sean preparados para el desfile. Las expectaciones van a ser que va a ser frío entre las 40 hasta 60 grados durante el día. Por favor, prepárense para el frío y también prepárense para el día cuando va a ser calor o si haya sol, protección del sol. Que tengan mucha agua para no tener problemas de deshidratación. Y también queremos asegurarlos que tomando alcohol también puede causar problemas de deshidratación, y queremos que refieren de tomar alcohol ese día en el día del desfile. Los bomberos van a estar en el desfile con la policía para asegurar que todo esté bien, y los fogatas ilegales no van a ser permitidos. Los únicos fogatas que van a ser permitidos son fogatas que están hechos profesionales, como si fueras a hacer una barbacoa, y tiene que ser un pie del piso para que sea legal, y tiene que ser 25 pies del edificio para que pueda tener el fogata. Todos otros fogatas van a ser ilegal y no van a poder usarlos. Por favor, también tengan preparado un fire extinguisher acerca de su fogata si van a usar el fogata. Otras cosas que van a ser ilegales: no pueden traer sofás, escaleras o cosas de esa manera, porque lo que pasa es va a bloquear los demás que van a estar ahí para participar para el desfile. Los mascotas, nuestra recomendación es que dejen los mascotas en la casa, porque puede ser que se espanten de los ruidos, de la música y todas las festividades que vamos a tener ese día. Si ven algo sospechoso, por favor, si ven algo, repórtalo a cualquier agencia que esté ahí para estar seguro que todos estén bien. Ese día los bomberos de Pasadena nos viene doble, si no el triple, las llamadas de emergencia. Por favor, prepárense y si hay un problema de emergencia, tienen que notar dónde están porque va a haber tanta gente que quiero que estén preparados cuando venga la emergencia para encontrarlos, porque va a haber muchísima gente, tienen que notar dónde van a estar. Vamos a tener ayuda de otras agencias como la Condado de Los Ángeles y la Ciudad de Los Ángeles de los bomberos. Si hay una emergencia, por favor, llame a 911. Queremos que todos tengan un buen tiempo, que todos estén seguros y les quiero felicitar feliz año nuevo. ¿Hay preguntas? Como un millón es normalmente que viene cada año al desfile. Como 1 millón de gente adentro de la ciudad. ¿Hay otras preguntas? Ok, gracias. Tengan un buen día.
Thank you, gentlemen. That concludes our press conference today here at the beautiful city of Pasadena. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you.